Hello and welcome back to Forever United TV. I'm Adam. Welcome along to a special show that we're going to start creeping in a little bit more this season. We're looking ahead to the Manchester derby. We're going to have an in-look, in-depth at the team, what we're going to pick, our picks, who would you play in this game, all of the situations, different permutations, where we're at in the league, how important it is for both managers. All of that information coming along. Match day is well and truly here, everybody. Extra content for you this lunchtime. Well, it's near enough lunchtime now. Arsenal have got their job done. We're bringing you completely up to date today with everything that's going on around the Premier League. Straight after this, we're going to be jumping right across to football talks to go through several watch-alongs in terms of what games we can cover at 3 o'clock. So we're going to continue the show all the way through into the afternoon. So make sure you stick around. Make sure that you join us for this. Also, on top of this, and more of this in a moment, actually, as we get into the show this afternoon in the Fantasy 5 League. The link is in the description and there's a QR code on your screen right there in the bottom right hand corner that you can scan or click on that link in the live chat just to get your team entered into the Fantasy 5. I'll explain more on that later, but you could win $100 tomorrow when we play Manchester City. So get involved in that. I'm going to go through all the different matchups and all of this everything that can happen in this game between Man United and Man City through the next coming 20 minutes. And then we're going to get into what you can do to enter this to give yourselves another chance of winning even more money through Forever United TV. Right, let's get into what we think is actually going to happen in this game then, everybody, shall we? There is a lot that could go down in a Manchester derby. We've seen it before. Obviously, we're looking at form going out the window. Well, neither team really hitting their straps this season. Manchester United, as we know, have always been a team that I think turns up for the bigger games. Recently, anyway, we've sort of been the middle team, haven't we? We've normally been the team that turns up against the teams we don't expect to beat. And that was the case last season. We had some good results. This was one of Ruben Amorim's standout performances last season. Coming from behind and beating Manchester City at the Etihad was a massive win for the club, was a massive win for Ruben Amorim. And at that point, I think it was all Man United fans at that point were very, very confident that we were going to go on and we were going to win. We're going to get something with Ruben Amorim. There was going to be more of that to come. And it just completely fell down. That was like the big joke, wasn't it? That was like, yes, Manchester United are back. No, United are nowhere near it. Let's forget about it. That was a flash in the pan. And that's what we cannot afford anymore. We can't afford to be inconsistent this season. It's important. So, United versus City. Are City scared of United? Are they going into this game thinking that they need to win more? Are they more... are Manchester United in a better shape right now is a question that a lot of people have been asking. And I think that rallying cry and that report from Erling Haaland to the rest of his Manchester City teammates that they need to start getting on it again. It looks like they've fallen off with what's happened with Pep Guardiola recently. It looks like he's lost his touch a little bit, doesn't it? It looks like all of a sudden Manchester United look like they're gaining a little bit of momentum and City are dropping off. And this, I think, is now clear in Manchester City looking down the barrel of their third defeat in a row after just 4 games in the Premier League season if they lose to Manchester United. So United can win, but the repercussions of this for either side are absolutely massive, absolutely huge. And for United, it's the question mark again. For Pep, is this the end of an era? Like, you cannot afford to lose 3 games. You can see the league table there completely updating you, and we'll have this running throughout the day. But right now, Man City sat in 13th on 3 points from 3. Arsenal have already won their game. They're 6 points ahead of Manchester City already. Liverpool, if they win their game against Burnley tomorrow, they're going to be even further ahead by the time City kick off against United. So they can't really afford to drop any more points. And this is big now for them. It's massive for Manchester City. And I think more pressure's on them. I do believe that more pressure. Like, no one's expecting Manchester United to go out and win a game of football these days. No one knows what United's going to turn up. Manchester City, everyone expects them to turn up. And their levels now have got to that point where the expectation is there and they are fully in that zone where you'd expect them to bounce back from that adversity. But An international break got in the way. That's not ideal for them. There's a lot going on right now. There's an awful lot going on with Manchester City. New players being integrated, several injuries coming in, and I just think they're there for the taking. I really do. And that's the look on it from the outside in. When we're talking about Manchester City and their side and what threats they've got, we know as Erling Haaland, Will Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden turn up on the day, or any of the new signings like Reinders turn up. He's disappeared since that game against Wolves on the opening day. There's several different ways to look at Manchester City right now. There's the expectation, like I just said, of them coming back and actually hitting it. And then you've got the obvious, which is like clearly Manchester City falling off right now. And their team just isn't as good as what it used to be. No Kevin De Bruyne. Players like that. No Kyle Walker. Like both of them players played in the Manchester derby last season. That quality of ball. No Kevin De Bruyne he's definitely he's getting past it. But what you can't say is that he wasn't quality enough, and he has got that delivery and that pinpoint delivery that can open up a game. They haven't got that anymore. So they're relying on other players now. They haven't got the old guard to see them through, I don't think. Yes, Rodri's back, and he's going to be a massive player for him, but let's just look at it this way. Manchester United, I think, will be going into this game in hope that City continue this little slump and we can then move forward and take over and take advantage of their situation. Right. A team to do that. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up the team that I think, this is my predicted team. This isn't what I would go with, but this is what I think. This is what I think Ruben Amorim's going to do. So my lineup, I'm going to pop it up on the screen right now, is based off the senior players and what might actually happen. I think when we're looking at it right now, this is how I see it. This is how I see Manchester United lining up. I was thinking Bruno might drop back into that number 8, and then I realised, and it was one of the subscribers actually who came on and said that we've got Mazraoui. He's back, and obviously Mazraoui's fit, and he starred in this game last season as well. I'm not saying just because a player has starred well in this fixture before that he should automatically be a pick. But what we're looking at here is Manchester United now looking for, I think, a bit of seniority. I think Mazraoui comes straight back in, and I think he goes in at right wing back. I think he will play Luke Shaw. I mean, the ones I've got mixed up there is, I think, is Yoro and Shaw. I think Yoro will play on the right hand side. In fact, I'm just going to mix that. I'm going to change that around just so, because it's confusing me, to be honest. So yeah, I think it's Shaw and Yoro. I'll just mix that up and change it around. Either side of Matthijs de Ligt. Baindir, as we know, is always going to be in goal, and then it's down to that midfield. Mazraoui at right wing back. Patrick Dorgu at left wing back. I see that happening. Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes in the middle. I think that's his go-to. And I think Kobbie Mainoo's going to miss out. Look, I would love this to be a situation where Kobbie Mainoo comes in and Man United trust him in a big game like this, and he stars and he shows everything that he's all about. I just don't think he is. I don't think he's going to be in this game. I don't think he's going to start it. Mbeumo, Sesko and Ahmad up front. I think Ahmad is coming away from the right wing-back duties, and he's going to feature up front in one of the front three positions. He'll probably be on the right-hand side. I'm guessing he could... Actually, no, because Mbeumo's better on the right-hand side. That's why I put him there, to be honest. And let me know what you think of that team, everybody, because that is how I see Ruben setting it up. I just don't think... don't ask me why the stream builder's got Traore on there. It's Ahmad. I don't know why it's got Traore on there. It's a glitch, by the way, everybody. It is Ahmad, by the way, not Traore. So I look at that team and I think he's got everything he needs there. He's got his reliability in his eyes, and you may disagree, and that's why I want you to get your comments in. His reliability in the experienced middle there, in Casemiro and Bruno, with De Ligt just behind. The youth for the experience with Shaw, youthfulness and athleticism of Lenny Yoro, with Mazraoui offering both of them, by the way, prime age. And then he's got that front line. Now, you've got creation and you've got goals all over that front line there in Mbeumo Ahmad and Sesko. Sesko needs to start turning up, obviously. We need to start seeing Benjamin Sesko do a lot more. And what we are doing here, I think, here is just adding in players that he thinks he can get a tune out of in a big game. That's how I see it. Like, there's no risk in this at all for me in this lineup, and that's probably going to worry a lot of people. People would have expected to see a lot more, and again, you could look at it a couple of ways. Like, I tell you what to do: get your comments in now, and let me know how you would change that team. Markash says, Adam, I predicted on United app that Ahmad plays right wing back, Bruno at 10, and Mino and Agate central midfield. Your team probably seems more likely though. Look, this isn't what I would play. I wouldn't go with this. I don't want Bruno in at number 8 like everybody else. I'm going to be honest. I think this is how he's going to line it up. I do. I think Mazraoui comes back in and then Bruno stays with Casemiro because that's what he's done this season. And he will say that they've played well this season. We battered Arsenal. We battered Burnley in their game. We were good for large periods in the Fulham game. But the worry that I've got is away from home, Manchester United have not performed well. And Casemiro was found wanting a bit, I thought, against Fulham. Bruno Fernandes also. And that's my concern. Away from home might be a different ball game. So are we going to change this up? Is there a chance here that we could see this? We could see this happening today. Or could we see Mainu come in? Get your comments in. There's a different way you could look at it. Lineup's okay, says Peter. Let's just bring Peter up. Lineup's okay, but should throw Lamens in. What's the point of buying Martinez if Lamens can't start? What's the point of not buying Martinez if Lamens can't start? Well, this was a decision by the club, and again, this is the worry and the concern that I had. But now we haven't got Andre Onana at Manchester United. I would say I would take Bayindir over Onana. That's what I would do right now. I would definitely take Bayindir over Onana, but still, I prefer to have a better goalkeeper in than both of them. And we just don't know with Lamens. How long can he hold him out for? How long can he hold him out? The other team that we could get here, I'm just going to mix this up a little bit now. So this is the team that I think a lot of people thought might actually come in when it comes to Manchester United's lineup today. So in midfield, I think what we were expecting was Ahmad to be at right wing back. I'm just going to change these around now. I was also thinking Bruno Fernandes would have been in number 10. So I'm just going to mix this team up now. Bear with me a second. Let's just get this up on the screen. And then I can get your thoughts on this. This is how I think most people would have seen Man United lining up today. This would be our other option for me. And when you look at that, you've got Ahmad back at right wing back. You've got Kobbie Mainoo next to Casemiro. Mainoo can be the creative up and down player. Casemiro sitting. And you've got Bruno Fernandes with his sort of free roll around the front, doing what he wants. He's less danger there, I think, in my opinion. And Bumo, the other side of Benjamin Sesko. That would be how I would line it up. It's not much of a change. I do love Mazraoui, but I think Luke Shaw has earned his place there. I know that's going to be a push for a lot of people as well. In fact, here's what I would do. I'm going to change this. Let's stop messing around with this here. This is what should be happening right now for Manchester United. And I think we should just be putting our better players in and players that actually deserve to be playing in this game. And this is how I would do it here. That's my lineup right there. That's how I would go with it. Except, look, I understand it's neither here nor there with the goalkeeping side of things at the moment, it would seem. I would put Lamens in, I would, but I'm just going to leave Bayindir there because it's just never going to happen. But United win the game with the outfield, to be honest, anyway. We need to be really competitive, and I think this team deserves to play. I think Mazraoui, De Ligt and Yoro is an awesome back three. I really do. Kobbie Mainoo and Casemiro, you've got a mixture of the youth there alongside the experience. And Kobbie Mainoo has got that creative spark that probably Ruben thought Bruno would bring in the middle. So he has got that pass, he's got that vision, he's calm on the ball. You've got Ahmad at the side of him. Patrick Dorgu supporting Bruno Fernandes down the left. I'd love to see that combination work. And then the front three speaks for itself. Goals galore, really, in Mbeumo and Bruno. And you've got that creativity feeding it in, Benjamin Sesko, and hopefully he gets off the mark as well today. So that would be my team and how I would set it up. 100%, that's how I want Manchester United to go out tomorrow. I don't think it will be. I think it will be the first team. It really will. But, yeah, the matchups in this and the battles in there are there for everybody to see. We don't know how City are going to play it yet. You've got Reinders, who is obviously going to be a feature in there, very athletic, going up against Kobbie Mainoo. You've got Casemiro there, who might get left wanting. But then again, you've got Bernardo Silva, who's also getting on a little bit now and hasn't got the legs. So is this the game for Casemiro? For instance, would you bring him in to your fantasy team? Because you've got a Manchester City midfield that isn't that athletic. Obviously, Rodri is the one that's going to be key for them. And can Bruno work his magic around Rodri? Can Bryan Mbeumo get as much space as he did against Arsenal and against Burnley in that attack? Can Manchester United transition quicker and get through that weak Manchester City midfield? Because if you get through that City midfield, then I think they're there for the taking. I really do. I don't rate the back line. I think they're poor at the back, Man City. I really do. But let's just see. Let's just see how it goes. In terms of the actual setup, and I did say that would be my team that I picked. I've also based my Fantasy 5 team around this as well. So I want you to get involved in this now, everybody, and get picking your teams as well. I want you to scan that QR code or click on the link in the live chat. It's also in the description if you're catching up later on. It is the only link there, so you cannot miss it. So click on that and create your team. It is dead easy to play the game, everybody. Really easy, in fact. All you've got to do is pick 5 players. Pick 5 players from the 2 teams. You have to have a minimum of 2 players from each side, and then you can go a third on the other side. So I'll show you what my team is, so I can give you an example right now and why I picked this team. But if you think you can beat me, then get involved. Honestly, the league table is there right now. You can see, if you click on that link, you'll be able to see the league table and who's actually in it. But your chance to actually win £100 today in this game, not today, sorry, tomorrow when we play Manchester City, £100 in this game. My team for this one, this is my team. This is how I've done it. So my setup is, you got to pick a goalkeeper. You have to have 1 defender. And then you can pick between 2 midfielders and 2 attackers. So either go with 2 attackers or 2 midfielders and 1 attacker. You get what I mean. You can see the setup on the screen there. That would be my Fantasy 5 lineup today. I've gone with Bayindir in goal because I fancy Man United to score. So I'm hoping City fire blanks again because they haven't been great. They've only scored 1 in the last 2 games. So I'm hoping Bayindir holds out today. And that's my only hope. That's what I'm hoping happens anyway. Lenny Yoro, because Lenny Yoro is just awesome. And I think if there's anybody who's going to go forward for Manchester United's backline and grab a goal, he's the one to do it for me today. And I think that's where my points are. I fancy him in there. I've just got something about Lenny Yoro. I think he's just going to become an awesome player this season. So I've put Yoro in as my 1 defender. I've then gone with 2 midfielders and an attacker. So this is where my City players have come in. So I think Rodri, Ballon d'Or, speaks for himself, always plays the games, 4 games that is, and for me I think he's just a quality outfit. He's just a brilliant player, and you're guaranteed fancy points with Rodri. And I think with Man United's attack still being quite young and sort of, well, new, fresh together, I think him defending in front of them, he's got half a chance. I'm thinking outside the box here as a neutral on this, just for the sake of having to bring a City player in. It kills me, I know, and I wouldn't like to, but I've gone with the best. And Reinders, I just think, in terms of all the midfielders, like City are missing Shirky, City are missing Mamouche. He's a forward anyway, but City are also struggling for form from Phil Foden. Bernardo Silva's not hit it off this season, so I'm thinking of another City player here, and I think Reinders, the athleticism, maybe he could be the one that comes through for Man City today. That would be my pick for him, for Manchester City. And of course, Man United's leading goal scorer up front, Bryan Mbeumo. That's who I would go with. And that team, I think, is going to get me £100 on Sunday. And that's what I feel is going to get me the money. But don't believe me, obviously disagree with me, then get your team in. Scan the QR code there, Fantasy 5, bottom of your screen, bottom right hand corner. Scan that QR code, get onto Big Up Now and get your fantasy team in, ready for that game. We've already got a few people jumping in. I've not even advertised it yet, so looking forward to this. Last time I had an absolute stinker. This time I'm hoping I'm going to come away with the money. I need to perform better because I think I came bottom of the table last time. So, yeah, get involved in there. There is constant updates and a direct feed on there as well, so you can check out everybody's points as they're happening. The leaderboard will automatically adjust so you can see where your standings are. The top 3 places all get prizes. So there's money for everybody in there in this pot. So 100 prize money split out between the 3 places. So get in there, get your friends and family in there as well. Give yourselves a better chance of sharing the pot, maybe. I'm just thinking outside the box. You know what I mean? Going with 2. More hands are better than none. What is it? Many hands make light work is the phrase, isn't it? Yeah, so why don't you get family members involved as well and get 2 teams in there, as I was saying. But yeah, that is our look ahead to the Manchester City, Manchester United derby on Sunday with the fantasy side of things. And just to finish off again, please do click on that link, get involved, give yourself a chance. It's only about £2 to enter the actual competition. You can play for free as well if you want to. Get over there now, click on the link, click or scan the QR code, get your team in before kick-off tomorrow. I'll remind everybody in the actual shows that we're doing tomorrow in the build-up to the game as well. But that indeed is my team, and that's your look ahead of the derby. My prediction for the game, honestly, I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, but I think United could nick it. Let me know what you think. Get into the comments after this is finished. I'm going to let this one run throughout the afternoon. Give me your thoughts on the team. Do you think that team on your screen right now is what it's going to be? Or do you think Ruben is going to put Bruno back in at 8 and drop Kobbie Mainoo out of the side completely? Talk to me, everybody. Gets it in, and that is us all finished right now. We're going to transfer you across to Football Talks, where we are going to be doing our Saturday kickoff show. We're going to be live through all the 3 o'clock kickoffs, so come and join us there. Have a laugh with us over there, please, everybody, now. And let's see how the rest of the afternoon goes down. But yes, brand new show now starting over on Football Talks, everybody. So I'll see you over there in just a couple minutes.